All right, James, John, Joe, Dave, and Scott.
John
You guys will be our
Engelman.
first group up.
James Colicchio.
I got you in race number 4 tonight because we're going a little bit out of order. A couple of my guys were a little late on arrival. No, they did, but they were still late on arrival, so I wanted to try to accommodate them as much as I could. So what would normally be race number 1 is actually race number 4. All right, so I got 3 out of 5. All right, 4 out of 5. And 5 out of 5.
David Newell.
Okay, everybody's checked in. All right, we're going to get this party started here. So when you cross the line, your time will begin. Oh, behind you. Thank you, sir. All right, that's a start for everybody. First lap in the books, James the 16-4, John 19, Joe with the 16-1. Whoa. And Joe Colicchio going fastest opening time here, 16-1. Got David Noel 16-2. James down to a 16-3. $55 in, $505 to go. Right now it's David Noel out front, followed by James, Joe, John, and Scott. Minute 10 down, 4:50 to go. Whoa. So we got Dave on a 22 flat, James a 22.10, Joe a 21.03, John a 20.07, Scott a 20.10. Fast lap right now, Engelman going 15.9. And he backs it up another 15.9. Careful on the back straight, guys. Careful on the back straight. All right, $1.45 down, 4:15 remains. All right, we're almost 2 minutes in. Right now, David Noel for 2.5 second lead. Got Joe 4.2 ahead of John. John 5.4 ahead of Scott. Scott 3.1 ahead of James. All right, we're 2:15 down, 3:45 to go. And we got David Noel stepping up and taking over fast lap at a 15.5. Oh, sending it a little too far there. $2.30 down, $2.30 left. Right now, Dave just 0.8 ahead of Joe. Joe 3.8 ahead of John. John 6 ahead of Scott. Scott 1.7 ahead of James. Engelman that time by 15.6. Colicchio, James that is a 15.7. And Dave continues to lead, 22.06. Got Joe with 22.08. Careful in the rhythm section. That is getting cleared up. Oh, careful up front. 3 minutes down, 3 minutes left. So Dave 2207, John a 2212, Joe a 21 flat, Scott 2113, James a 2008. 3:15 in, 2:45 to go. Careful back straight, go wide. And that was all clear. 3:30 in, 2:30 to go. We got Noel 2.5 ahead of Engelman. Got John 3.3 ahead of Joe. Joe 11 ahead of Scott. Scott 2 ahead of James. 2:10 remains. This is race 1. We got race 2 coming up next.
Two minutes left.
All right, just under 2 minutes remaining. David Knoll is 2.7 ahead of John. John 4.7 ahead of Joe. Joe 10 ahead of Scott. Scott 9 ahead of James. We got Dave on 22:03 for pace. John 22:07. Joe 22:16. Scott a 21:13. And James a 20:05. All right, this is the welcome back race for Team Colicchio. They've been on a little bit of vacay. Oh, yeah, Scott Schroeder also a little bit of vacation time as well. He's been with us on the YouTube comments. Whoa, that was sick. Wow. 6:37. About a minute 10,
1
minute
minute
15
left.
to go. Yeah, I want to see that again. That was pretty cool. Hey, Brian will buy you an ice cream if you do it again. Right? Oh, yeah. We'll have to pull that clip up later. That was pretty cool. $35 seconds to go. Dave, 5 ahead of John. John, 3.5 ahead of Joe. Joe, 21 ahead of James. James, 1.5 ahead of Scott. $15 seconds remain. Got Joe down to a 15.9. 10 seconds left. All right, time has expired. Keep going. Keep going. Keep moving. Nothing to see here. Oh, he went
John
for it.
Engelman done. James Colicchio done. David
Not
Knoll
this
done.
round, at least.
Joe Colicchio done.
Offer only valid for round 1. Gotta read the small print. All right, one more car, guys. One more car.
All drivers are finished.
No, Scott hasn't been here
Scott
for a while. He
Schroeder
wants to
done.
get as much track time as he can. All right, so David Knoll taking that one 22:03. John going 22:06. Joe 22:11. James 21:13. Scott 21:15. All right, fellas. Ask you guys to put down your cars.
Transponder
Come on out to
3731191.
turn marshal. Up next, race number 2.
Jeff Nyes. Barry Soppet. Lucas Sichiglowski. Rice Cakes Supreme. Patrick Brill.
Oh, BG might have some new fronts. I can tell. All right, we'll give you an extra minute of warm up here. Okay. Is he in for next round? Good, good. Hey, Andrew, you should go to PDX with your dad. Okay. You guys ready? All right, got Barry at 15-0, Brian at 14-8, Lucas at 15-4. Jeff at 18-6, Pat at 20.7. That's just lap number 1. All right, 2 laps in the books. It's going to be BG out front, but BG up on his lead here. Barry getting into it with somebody. Barry and Lucas getting tangled up there for a sec. Okay, so that's going to put Lucas to the front of the leaderboard. Followed by Brian, Pat, Barry, Jeff. No Andrew. All right, minute 5 down, 4:55 remaining. All right, fast lap in this group. Brian Gross at 14.8. Yeah, Lucas at 15.2, Barry 15.0, Pat 15.3, Jeff at 16.3. Minute 20 down, 4:40 remains. All right, buck 35 down, 4:25 remaining. Right now it's Lucas, Brian, Barry, Pat, Jeff, no Andrew. Barry pulling a 14.7 that last time by. Brian at 15.1, Lucas at 15.1. BG able to work his way around. 2:05 down, 3:55 to go. Oh, BG getting caught on that border. So we got 2:25 down, 3:35 remaining. So it's going to be a battle now between Barry and Lucas for that top spot. Those guys making their way down the back straight. Actually, Barry through the room section. 2:45 in, 3:15 to go. All right, Barry, this time by 2.6 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 3 ahead of Pat. Pat 1.9 ahead of Brian. Brian 12 ahead of Jeff. Yeah, 3:10 down, 2:50 to go. All right, we're now 3:30 down, 2:30 remaining. Barry that time by 14.7. That'll put his pace to 24.13. Got Lucas 23.04, Pat 23.10, Brian 23.12, Jeff 21.03. All right, folks, we are now 4 minutes in.
2 minutes left.
Yeah, Barry 24.10, Lucas 23.02, Pat 23.10, Brian 23.10, Jeff 22.16. And that time by Lucas going out 14.8. Doing great. Minute 45 to go. So Barry 24.09, Lucas 23.01, Pat 23.09, Brian 23.10, and Jeff 21.01. Minute 30 to go. All right, a minute 15 remaining in this race. All right, folks, we are now 5 minutes down.
1 minute left.
.45 seconds remain. Barry now 6 seconds ahead of Lucas. Lucas 6 seconds ahead of Pat. Pat 0.5 ahead of Brian. This time by Brian, 0.9 ahead of Pat. 30 seconds to go, drivers. $15 seconds remain. Oh, we got trouble up front.
Jeff Nyes done. Rice Cakes Supreme done. Patrick Brill done. Barry Soffit done. All drivers are
And
finished.
that will be a race.
Lucas Sachelowski
Barry Soffit
done.
hangs on to take that one, 24-12. Got Lucas 24-15, Brian 23-04, Pat 23-08, Jeff 21-02. All right, folks, I may need you to set your cars down. Come on out to turn marshal. Up next, race number 3. Race number 3 going to be Ryan, Rigo, Brian, John, Anthony, and Mike.
Mike White. Loctite Milio. Rico Padilla. Brian Merck. Ryan R. Randall. Anthony Silva.
All right, I may need all my drivers from that last group to come on out and turn marshal, please. BG equipped with a sandwich. From here, it looks like a PB&J. All right, looks like Silva's back on the road. All right, folks, we're going to get this party started. All right, your fastest opening lap goes to Rigo Padilla, 15.4, Ryan Randall, 15.9. Everybody else, 16s and beyond. 35 seconds in. Oh, careful on the back straight. Go inside, go inside, go inside. And that is clear. So we're just past 1 minute down. We got Ryan out front. So Ryan on 24.14. Rigo also 24.14. Got Brian at 23.14. Anthony at 22.13. John at 20.08. Mike at 19.11. Fastest lap so far, Ryan Randall, 15.1. Rigo 15-3, Brian at 15-6, Anthony at 15-8, John at 15-3, Mike at 16-0. Minute 35 down, 4:25 remains. Okay, we are 2 minutes down with 4 minutes to go. Careful up front, guys. Need a little help up front. Thank you, Brian. All right, 2:05 in. Rigo on top of the leaderboard, 23:05. Ryan at 23:10. Anthony 22:08. Brian at 22:12. John 21:01. Mike 20:04. And Mike going 15:9 that last time by. Everybody in the 15s now. 2:30 down, 3:30 remains. Rigo, Ryan, Anthony, Brian, John, and Mike. All right, we are now 3 minutes down. 3 minutes to go. So Rigo about 4 seconds up on Ryan. Ryan almost 4 seconds ahead of Brian. Brian 1.3 ahead of John. John 1.3 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 9.9 ahead of Mike. Got 3:15 down, 2:45 to go. Rigo, Ryan, Brian, John, Anthony, Mike, your full order. So this is race number 3 on track. Our 4th and final heated buggy up next. After that, we'll get truck on track. Careful in the rhythm. That is clearing up. All right, drivers, we are now 4 minutes down.
2 minutes left.
So Rigo 4 seconds ahead of Ryan. Ryan 4.5 ahead of Brian. Brian 4.5 ahead of John. John 3.9 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 14 ahead of Mike. Emilio going 14.9 that last time by. A minute 30 remains. Minute 15 to go. Rigo 23:01, Ryan 23:07, Brian 23:14, John at 22:01, Anthony 22:08, Mike at 21:11. 5 down.
1 minute left.
Silva, I think your slipper might be a touch loose. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you. "30 seconds remain." Whoa. 20 seconds to go. All right, 10 seconds left, drivers. Closest battle here, Brian Merck and John Melio. Man, announcer's curse is strong tonight. They both crashed. Oh, man.
Rigo Padilla done. Loctite Milio
I guess I
done.
got to work out some bad juju.
Brian Merck done. Ryan R. Randall done. Mike White done. All drivers are finished.
All right, that'll be a
Anthony
race.
Silva done.
It is going to be Rigo taking this one 23 flat. Ryan at 2305, Brian at 22 flat, John 22 flat, Anthony 2209, Mike 2110. All right, that'll take us into race 4.
Rice Cakes Jr.
All right, I'm going to need all my drivers who just raced to set your cars down and come on out to turn marshal, please.
Ten car Ted. Milo Laxon. Rich Bride. Anthony Zachiglowski. George Laxon.
All right, normally I'd put this group as race number 1, but a couple of our guys were a little late tonight, so figured give you guys some extra time to get ready. Oh, got sniped. All right, folks, we're going to get this party started. Well, good news, Anthony. For some reason, you didn't count the first time, so your time starts now. That lap didn't count. Good news. Well, this one counts. I'm sorry. Oh, that definitely counted. Sorry, Theo. All right, so got Anthony 17-2, Chloe is 17-0, George is 17-4, Milo is 17-5. We're 50 seconds in. Anthony lap 2 is 16-2. Careful on the back straight. All right, it's Anthony, Chloe, George, Milo, Rich, and Theo, your full running order. 110 down, 450 to go. All right, a minute 25 down, 4:35 remains. Careful in the rhythm section. And that is clear. Yeah, 140 down. Anthony out front, 15-7 for a fast lap. So right now, Anthony 6 ahead of Chloe, Chloe 5 ahead of George, George 2 ahead of Theo, Theo 4 ahead of Rich, Rich 2.5 ahead of Milo. Okay, drivers, we're coming up on 2 minutes down. 4 minutes remain. Ooh, careful in the rhythm section. Oh, go, go, go. .225 in, 3:35 to go. Anthony 12 ahead of Chloe, Chloe 2 ahead of George, George 7.9 ahead of Theo, Theo 8 seconds ahead of Rich, Rich 2.5 ahead of Milo. Yeah, 240 down, 3:20 to go. Oh, careful in the rhythm section, drivers. Oh, Brian working overtime here. $310 down, $250 to go. Okay, we got Anthony out front, 2204, Chloe at 2110, George at 2111, Theo at 2010, Milo at 1803. Got truck up next. Yeah, we got Milo playing traffic cop there. All right, 4 minutes down, 2 minutes to go.
2 minutes left.
So we got Anthony 13 ahead of George, George 2 ahead of Chloe, Chloe 12 ahead of Theo, Theo 19 ahead of Milo, and Rich taking a quick pit stop. Oh, hold on, Theo, hold on. Careful in the rhythm, careful in the rhythm. All right, 1:30 to go. Minute 15 remains. Anthony 17 ahead of George, George 6 ahead of Chloe, Chloe 12 ahead of Theo, Theo 18 ahead of Milo. And we got 1 minute left.
1 minute left.
So Anthony 2201, George 2105, Chloe 2115, Theo 2011, Milo 1915. And Rich's pace a little bit off. He had a pit stop there, so we got ourselves a buggy train, all right. Theo, Anthony, George, and Milo there. Choo choo. 30 seconds to go. All right, 10 seconds left, drivers.
George Laxon done. 10 quartet done. Milo Laxon done.
Careful up front, careful up
Rich
front.
Bright
That is
done.
clear.
Rice Cakes Jr. done.
And that'll
All
be a
drivers
race.
are finished.
Anthony taking the W
Anthony
there,
Zachiglowski
2203. We got George 2104, Chloe 2118, Theo at 2008, Milo at 1911, Rich getting 14. All right, folks. Up next is truck.
Barry Soppet. Patrick Brill. Hollywood. Let's go Art.
All right, it's truck time. Time to truck around. Just be careful not to truck it up.
Rice Cakes Supreme. Mike White.
I don't know. Maybe a short break. Maybe. All right, got my marshals out here. And we got all our trucks checked in, so let's go racing. All right, Barry 15-9, Sal 15-9, Brian is 17, Pat is 16-6. Careful on the back straight. All right, we are 30 seconds in. Barry lap 2 of 15-5. Sal going 16-0. Got BG of 15-3. Pat 16-1. "45 seconds in. All right, Barry Soppet out front, 23:01. We got Sal 23:04, Brian 23:05, Pat 23:15, Art 21:11, Mike at 20:02. All right, minute 20 down, 4:40 to go. So Barry now 0.9 ahead of Brian, Brian 0.5 ahead of Sal, Sal 2.3 ahead of Pat, Pat 4 ahead of Art, Art 0.5 ahead of Mike. Got minute 40 down. And right now, the truck leading the way, going to be that white, purple, and yellow. Second place going to be blue and yellow. Third place going to be the orange. I don't know. I swear Sal has gotten faster since he switched to the orange. I think the orange truck might be faster. $210 down, $350 left. Yeah, Barry 0.6 ahead of Brian, Brian 2.4 ahead of Sal, Sal 2.7 ahead of Pat, Pat 8 ahead of Art, Art 4.6 ahead of Mike. Barry that time by 15.4, putting his pace to 24.15. Got Brian 23.01, Sal 23.09, Pat 22 flat. How about that? Art 21.03, and Mike 20.03. $245 in, $315 to go. Barry down to 15.3. Brian down to 15.1. Sal 15.5. Got Pat a 16.1. Art a 15.7. Mike a 17.1. 3 down, 3 to go, drivers. $315 down, $245 remaining. I just remembered I need to order a paintbrush. $330 down, $230 to go. All right, Brian Gross out front, 1.4 ahead of Barry. Barry 5.2 ahead of Sal. Sal 4.9 ahead of Pat. Pat 6 ahead of Art. And Art a lap up on Mike. Yeah, 2:15 to go.
Two minutes left.
All right, Brian Gross on a 24-13. Barry Soppet 23 flat. Sal on a 23-10. Pat a 22.01. Art 22.11. And Mike 20.12. Minute 25 remaining, drivers. All right, folks, we are approaching a minute to go. We're just about 5 minutes in.
1 minute left.
BG 1.6 ahead of Barry. Barry 7 ahead of Sal. Sal 7 ahead of Pat. Pat 7 ahead of Art. 50 seconds remain. So, closest battle on track can be Brian and Barry. "30 seconds remain. All right, 10 seconds to go, drivers. Oh, trouble for Barry in the sweeper.
Patrick Brill done.
You know, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. That time
Hollywood
Barry was
done.
the bug.
Let's go Art done. Mike White done. Rice Cakes Supreme done. All drivers are finished.
All right, so BG
Barry
going
Soppit
24-13, Barry 24-18, Sal 23-10, Pat 22-01, Art 22-08, Mike 20-07. All right, we'll take a couple minutes, and we'll get right back into round two. I was thinking 15 after. I don't know if people need a little more time. I suppose 20 after is okay. More like 7. 6.5 now. Okay, so this Friday, let's give me a final race of the Firecracker Series. All right, so we don't have anything on the calendar Sunday, but Sunday might end up being kind of a test day for those of us going up to PDX. And anybody else who wants to get some testing, I suppose. All right, about 5 minutes until race time.
Milo Laxon. 21.3. Ryan R. Randall.
So, if some of you guys can hang out after racing tonight, we can do a little track change here. A change mainly
15-5.
the left side of the track. I'm thinking we might end up moving the roller somewhere else as well. And I have one other, I do have one slight change on the right side I have in mind. So I did draw a little guide for tonight's change.
43.4.
It's very poorly drawn. Very poorly drawn. Not to scale. Not at all.
$15.2.
Okay, about 2.5 minutes till race time.
$15.2. $15.3. $16.5. $15.8.
All right, folks, 1.5 minutes until we go racing.
15.4.
All right, folks, it's about 1 minute to game time, so let's start calling up race one. What he said. He's actually in charge, not me. Yes, exactly.
Scott Schroeder.
That being said, all complaints go to art@norcalhobbies.com. Yeah, he only checks it once a decade, whether he needs to or not.
Joe Colicchio. John Engelman.
All right, let's see. I think I got 4 out of 5.
Colicchio.
All right, and there's 5 out of 5. Dr. Knoll taking his place on the stand.
David Newell.
All right, got everybody on track. Got our marshals out here. We're going to get this one going. All right, so our fastest opening lap goes to James Colicchio out of 15.5. Oh, 40 seconds in. Right now, it is James, Scott, Dave, Joe, and John. All right, we'll see how things change here. 55 seconds in. All right, so we got Scott out front, followed by James, Joe, John, and Dave. Announcer's curse strikes once again. Minute 20 down, 4:40 to go. Man, I'm throwing down lightning bolts tonight. So that's going to be James back to the top spot. Oh. 135 down, 425 to go. And now John Engelman takes over the top spot. He's on 22.14, Joe at 22.14, Scott 21.02, James 21.12, Dave at 20.12. Still early in this one. 150 down, 4:10 to go. It looks like Barry tagging in Rigo. Soppit may have been dealing with a push. Had nothing to do with the race car. 2:15 down, 3:45 left. All right, Joe Colicchio now to the front. Wow, we've had 4 different leaders in this one. So, Joe, Scott, John, James, and Dave, your running order at this time. 2:35 in, 3:25 to go. So we got Joe 22.08, Scott 22.13, John 22.14, James at 21.12, Dave at 20 flat. Careful in the cinnamon roll, guys. 3 minutes in, 3 minutes to go. $310 down, 250 remains. Joe out front, 22.08. So Joe 2.2 ahead of John, John 1.4 ahead of Scott, Scott 8.7 ahead of James, James 3 seconds ahead of Dave. 3:30 down, 2:30 to go. All right, 3:45 in, 2:15 to go. All right, just about 4 minutes in.
2 minutes left.
John Engelman to the top spot, 22.08. Got Joe with 22.14. Scott 22.14 as well. James at 21.06. Dave at 21.12. Minute 35 remaining. So John 3.9 ahead of Joe. Joe 1.6 ahead of Scott. Scott 8 ahead of James. James 3 ahead of Dave. Up front. Thank you, Barry. Minute 10 remains.
1 minute left.
All right, John 2205, Joe 2211, Scott 2216, James 2104, Dave 2116. Got 50 seconds remaining, drivers. "30 seconds remain. So John, 3.9 ahead of Joe. Joe, 6.7 ahead of Scott. Scott, 0.2 ahead of James. And James, 12 ahead of Dave. 15 seconds left, drivers. Time about to expire, but keep on going. Keep going. Keep going.
John Engelman done. Joe Colicchio done. David Newell done. James Colicchio done.
One more car.
All drivers are finished.
And that'll be a race.
Scott
Got
Schroeder
John
done.
Engelman taking this one, 2203. Got Joe 2208, James a 2214, Scott 2216, and Dave a 2115. All right, up next here is
Lucas
race number
Zajiblowski.
2. That'll be Barry, Lucas, Brian, Pat, Jeff, and Andrew.
Barry Soppet. Jeff Nyes.
Need
Andrew
a little
Moore.
help in the middle, please. If I can get my turn marshals out here, please. Yes. Damn, bro. True.
Patrick Brill. Rice Cakes Supreme.
All right. Do I have all my marshals? Got Dave. I got Joe. I got Scott. I got John. Got James out there too? James. All right. Get you in the middle there. All right, folks. We're going to get this party started. Okay, a lot of action here in the opening 2 laps. Right now, it is going to be Lucas out front. Oh, Pat with an unintentional wall ride. Not on the wall ride. Okay, so right now, got Lucas out front, followed by Pat, Brian, Jeff, Barry, and Andrew. Lucas 2.5 ahead of Pat. Pat 3 ahead of Brian. Brian 0.7 ahead of Barry. Barry 0.6 ahead of Jeff. Jeff 0.4 ahead of Andrew. All right, minute 30 down, 4:30 to go. All right, now it's Lucas 2409, Pat 2305, Brian 2310, Barry 2311, Andrew 2204, Jeff 2207. I guess somebody's standing in a bad spot. If you are not standing in your turn marshaling spot, please stand in your turn marshaling spot. All right, 2:15 down, 3:45 left. Oh, Lucas out front, 2410 for pace. Got BG 2302, Barry 2303, Pat 2308, Andrew 2203, Jeff at 2215. And right now, your car's on the move. Lucas on 2409, Brian at 23 flat. And Brian now in the 24 lap territory. So TQ could be decided in this heat, actually. Remains to be seen, but we got 3:10 down and 2:50 to go. So Lucas 1.6 ahead of Brian, Brian 0.5 ahead of Barry, Barry 4.6 ahead of Pat, Pat 4.5 ahead of Andrew, Andrew 6.9 ahead of Jeff. All right, 2:30 to go, drivers. All right, Lucas, Barry, Brian, Pat, Andrew, Jeff. Closest battle can be Barry and Brian, 0.2 apart. 2:10 remains.
Two minutes left.
Minute 55 to go. And it's close out front. Lucas, Barry, and Brian. 7/10 total spread. Now 4/10 total spread. Barry that last time by 14,777. 777s are supposed to be good luck. And Barry down to a 14.6 now. Minute 30 remains, 90 seconds to go. Barry 0.4 ahead of Brian, Brian 0.2 ahead of Lucas, Lucas 7.8 ahead of Pat, Pat 13 ahead of Jeff, Jeff 1.7 ahead of Andrew. Just over a minute to go, drivers. Barry, Brian, Lucas, your top three.
1 minute left.
That's going to come down to this final minute here. Barry half a second up on Brian. 45 seconds remain. $40 seconds left. Oh, trouble in the middle. $15 seconds to go, drivers. Oh, careful at the wall ride. Careful at the wall ride. That's clear. That's clear. All right,
Patrick
folks.
Brill done.
Race till you hear the computer
Andrew
say your
done.
name.
Barry Soffit done. Jeff Nyes done. Rice Cakes Supreme done. All drivers are finished.
All right,
Lucas
folks, that'll be a
Zajiborski
race. It's
done.
going to be Barry taking that one, 24-11. Brian goes 24-13. Lucas to 24-16. Pat 2304. Andrew also Andrew 2204. Jeff 2209. Okay, that will take us into heat number 3. All right, I may need some turn marshals, please, if I can get my drivers from that last one.
Brian Merck, Rico Padilla, Ryan R. Randall, Loctite Milio, Mike White.
All right, folks. Looks like you guys are ready to go. So, we're going to get this race on the road. All right, we got Padilla 15-4, Randall 15-4, White 15-8, Silva 15-9, Merca 16-0, and Emilio 17. We're 30 seconds in. Silva down to a 15-4. Oh, we got one out of the park. $55 in, $505 to go. All right, now it's Rigo out front. Careful up front, careful up front, careful in the chicane. All right, Rigo, Ryan, John, Anthony, Mike, and Brian, your running order so far. Buck 15 down, 4:45 remaining. Got Rigo 24:09 for pace. Got Ryan at 23:11, John 23:12, Anthony 22:01, Mike 22:06, Brian 20 flat. Still early though, a buck 30 down, 4:30 to go. All right, that was clear. All right, so Padilla and Randall down to 15-1s. Silva down to a 15-4. Emilio down to a 15-2. White down to a 15-8. And Merck down to a 15-4. So everybody in this group solidly in the 15s. Minute 55 down. 4:05 remains. Rigo Padilla out front in the hunt. 24:10 for pace. Randall 2302, Emilio 2315, Silva 2201, White 2209, Merck 2102. All right, 340 remaining, drivers. $235 down, $325 left. Padilla, Randall, Emilio, Silva, White, and Merck. So we go 3.5 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 4.2 ahead of John. John 0.3 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 9 ahead of Mike. Mike 1.8 ahead of Brian. Silva dropping a 15-2 there. I think Silva's liking the new ride. Sure looks like it. 320 down. 240 remains. All right, 225 to go. Padilla 24-12 now the pace. Randall 23 flat. Silva 2308. Emilio also 2308. White 2104. Merck 2105. Padilla now 15-1. He's having fun.
2 minutes left.
So Padilla driving the white and orange car out front. Got Randall in the 2 spot. He's driving pink and white, blue trim. Silver running the highlighter yellow. $415 down, $145 remains. Rigo 2.2 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 5.7 ahead of that battle of Anthony and John. Those guys about 20 clear of Merck. Merck 3 seconds ahead of Mike. Minute 30 to go, drivers. Got one more heat of buggy after this one. Careful exiting the rhythm. That is clear. All right, 1:05 remains.
1 minute left.
Rigo Padilla on a 24-12 flat. We got Ryan at 24-14, Anthony at 23-06, John 23-07, Mike 21-02, Brian 21-05. So Padilla within 9/10 of a second of TQ time. See what happens over the course of the last 40 seconds. $25 seconds remain. All right, Padilla down to a 21:11.5. Let's see what happens here. $21:11.3. It's going to be close.
Brian Merck done. Rico Padilla done. Loctite Emilio done. Anthony Silva done.
All right,
Ryan
one more car,
Randall
guys.
done. All
And
drivers
Rigo
are
going
finished.
24:11.4. So that'll line him up 2 on the grid, but falling about 3/10 short of TQ. Now Randall with 24-14, Silva 23-06, Emilio 23-09, White 22-15, Merck 21-03. All right, up next is another heat of buggy. All right, if anyone from this group TQs, Not only will I buy you an ice cream, you can have the whole dang machine.
Rice Cakes Jr. 10 Carted.
Oh, decapitated.
Milo Laxon. George Laxon. Anthony Zachiglowski. Rich Bride.
Okay, we got our turn marshals out here. Everybody's checked in. So, we'll get this party started. Okay, so your fastest opening lap going to be Anthony out of 16.6. Anthony down to a 16.2. All right, 45 down. Oh, trouble by the ice cream machine. Somebody launching it. 50 seconds in. Right now, Anthony out front, followed by Theo, George, Chloe, Milo, and Rich. So Anthony's pace currently at 22.14. Careful in the cinnamon roll. Hold on, hold. Stay there, hold on. Okay. All right, minute 25 down, 4:35 remains. So we got George out front now, 21.04. Got Theo, 21.06. Anthony, 21.09. Chloe, 2010. Milo, at 19.01. Rich, at 17.17. Careful up front, drivers. Careful up front. Hold on, Milo. Hold on. Okay. Careful in the middle, guys. Careful in the middle. All right, we're 2:15 down, 3:45 left. George Laxon out front, followed by Anthony, Theo, Chloe, Milo, and Rich. Yeah, George on 22.14, Anthony 21 flat, Theo 21.02, Chloe at 19.02, Milo at 19.13, Rich at 17.05. Yeah, 2:40 down with 3:20 to go. All right, 3 down, 3 to go, drivers. George Point 3 ahead of Anthony this time by. Anthony 3 ahead of Theo. Theo 17 ahead of Chloe. Chloe 0.6 ahead of Milo. Milo 13 ahead of Rich. Whoa, back straight. That is clear. It's good. Actually, it was wide right, but I digress. 340 down, 220 left. Careful, back straight, back straight. That is clear.
Two minutes left.
4 down, 2 to go, drivers. We got George out front. He's now 8 ahead of Theo. Theo 0.2 ahead of Anthony. Anthony ahead of Chloe. Chloe 2 ahead of Milo. Milo ahead of Rich. All right, we got a minute 30 to go, drivers. 90 seconds remain. Minute 20 remaining. Buck 10 to go. We got truck up next.
1 minute left.
All right, you heard the man a minute ago. George 2212, Anthony 2102, Theo 2108, Chloe 2012, Milo 2014, Rich 1810. 45 seconds left. All right, 15 seconds left. Oh, Anthony up and over.
Milo Lax undone. Rice Cakes Jr. done. George Lax undone. Anthony Zachiglowski done.
All right, one more car, one more car.
All drivers are finished.
All right, that will be a
Rich
race.
Bright done.
George taking that one going 22-12. Guy Anthony 22-14. Theo 21-12. Chloe 20-09. Milo in 19 flat. Rich 18-15. All right, folks. So I got the leaderboard up on the screen here. If you're in that bottom part of the leaderboard, please make sure you're ready to go early. Yeah, leaderboard's going to be on the right-hand side of the screen right now. Right now in the danger zone, looks like Mike, Scott, Theo, Chloe, Milo, and Rich. Go ahead and get your cars on the charger. You guys are likely going to be the first race up. And I may need a little help.
Patrick Brill. Let's Go Art. Mike White. Hollywood. Rice Cakes Supreme. Barry Soppet.
All right, let's get our turn marshals out here. I'm going to need a little help on the left side. I need a little help on the left side. Got Milo out there all by himself. So, drivers from that last one. Let's see. That is going to be Rich, Milo, Chloe, Theo, Anthony, and George. Okay, folks, we are going to get this party started here in just a moment. All right, nicely done on the start for the most part. All right, fastest opening lap goes to BG at 15.2. Backs it up with another 15.2. Got Barry 15.4. Art down to a 16.4. Pat 16.4. We're 45 seconds in. Barry down to a 15.3 that time by. And your order so far going to be Barry, Brian, Art, Pat, Sal, and Mike. Right now, Barry and Brian, 0.0, well, now 0.1 the gap. Got Brian 3.5 ahead of Art point. Well, things changing as I speak. Brian 4.3 ahead of Pat, Pat 0.1 ahead of Art 1.1 ahead of Sal 8 ahead of Mike. And it's time by, BG dropping a 15.0. Barry 15.3, Pat down to a 15.7. Art 16.0, Sal a 15.999. And Mike at a 16.9. Got buck 35 down, 425 remaining. Uh, 145 down, 415 to go. And a bad bounce for Barry this time by. So I'll set him back about 3 seconds. Barry currently 4 ahead of Pat. Pat 0.5 ahead of Art. Art 0.3 ahead of Sal. Sal 18 ahead of Mike. 205 down, 355 to go. So this time by Brian 24.07 for pace. Got Barry at 24.15. Sal 23.12. Pat 22 flat. Art 22 flat. And Mike at 20.09. 240 in, 320 to go. $315 remaining. All right, Brian, 3 seconds ahead of Barry. Barry 5.6 ahead of Sal. Sal 2.5 ahead of Pat. Pat 0.93 ahead of Art. All right, 320 in, 240 to go. So we got Brian 24.07, Barry 24.14, Sal 23.11, Art 22 flat, Pat 22 flat, Mike 20.13. Got 220 to go, drivers. This is Stadium Truck on track.
Two minutes left.
All right, we got minute 55 to go. And BG continues to lead by 0.9. Got Barry 7.5 ahead of Sal. Sal 5.2 ahead of Art 3.6 ahead of Pat. And Pat, lap up on Mike. Got minute 35 to go, drivers. 120 to go. Brian 5 ahead of Barry. Barry 4 ahead of Sal. Sal 6 ahead of Art. Art 5 ahead of Pat. All right, we are now 5 minutes in.
1 minute left.
Brian 24-12. Barry 23-05. Sal 23-09. Art 22-01. Pat 22-07. Mike 20-15. 35 seconds remain. Twenty seconds remain. Brian, the only truck now on a 24-lap pace. Time about to expire. Keep on going.
Let's go, Art done. Patrick Brill done. Rice Cakes Supreme done. Mike White done.
One more truck still alive. And that
All
will
drivers
be
are
a
finished.
race. We got
Hollywood
BG
done.
24-13, Sal 23-09, Art 22 flat, Pat 22-06, Mike at 20-11. All right, folks, we'll get the main event sorted out here. We're looking about an 8:10 start time. All right, guys, so if I put stadium truck in the middle, there's going to be no back-to-backs. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. All right, folks. So our D group tonight going to be Mike, Scott, Theo, Chloe, Milo, and Rich. That'll be race number 1. Race 2, RC group, Andrew, Joe, Jeff, George, James, and the winner of the D group. Race number 3 will be stadium truck. Race number 4, our B group, going to be Anthony, John, Brian, Anthony, David, and John. And race number 5, our A group, going to be Barry, Rigo, Brian, Ryan, Lucas, and Pat. We're going to take one bump up from each lower main. All right, we'll get the racing action started, hopefully about 5 minutes. All right, folks. You guys ready?
10 car Ted.
It's going to be Mike, Scott, Theo, Chloe, Milo, and Rich. Turn marshals will be my main racers.
Scott Schroeder. Milo Laxson. Mike White. Rice Cakes Jr.
All right, I'm going to need some turn marshals out here. A-main drivers. That is going to be Barry, Rigo, Brian, Ryan, Lucas, and Pat. Might need you guys out here, please. All right, winner of this one goes on to the C group. Might need a little help on the West Coast over there. Okay, I think I got everybody out here now. So the lineup is going to be Mike on the 1, Scott on the 2, Theo 3, Chloe 4, Milo 5, Rich 6. I'm sure he is. He's like the last guy I would expect. All right, folks. We're going racing in less than 5. Here we go. All right, so far so good. Oh, somebody a little slop wheelie action. So Mike White out front, Scott in the 2, followed by Chloe, Milo, Theo, and Rich. All right, Pat, doing a little track repair here. And it's going to be Scott to the top spot. He's trying to make his way up to that C group. Chloe in the 2, followed by Mike and Milo. All right, we're 45 seconds in, 5:15 to go. All right, Scott Schroeder out front, driving the multicolored ride. Pink, green, blue, and white. All right, we got 1:15 down, 4:45 to go. Go. So we got 1:30 down, 4:30 left. Scott all by himself out front. Right now he is 6 seconds ahead of Theo. Got Theo 1 second ahead of Mike. Mike 1.3 ahead of Milo. Milo 2 ahead of Chloe. And Chloe lap up on Rich. We got 1:45 down, 4:15 to go. Two minutes down, 4 minutes left. All right, Scott out front by about 6 seconds. Careful in the rhythm. Pat risking his life there. And he comes out all good. 2:20 down, 3:40 left. Oh, battle on for the 2 spot. That's going to be Theo just ahead of Mike, just ahead of Milo, just ahead of Chloe. 2:35 down, 3:25 to go. Fastest lap so far, going to be Chloe at a 16.3. We got Scott at 16.5. Mike at 16.5. Milo at 16.4. Theo at 17.0. And Rich at 19.9. We got 2:55 down, 3:05 remaining. Schroeder now 6.5 seconds out front. Got Mike just ahead of Theo, just ahead of Chloe. And then we got about 3.5 seconds back to Milo. 3:10 down, 2:50 to go. And Mike White going to 15.9 that time by. 3:25 in, drivers, 2:35 to go. Careful on the back straight. That is clear. Battle is on for the 2 spot. That's going to be Theo versus Mike versus Chloe. Theo holding it down, but Theo up on his lid. That's going to put Mike back to the 2 spot.
2 minutes left.
2 minutes to go. All right, 4:15 down, 1:45 to go. So Scott, 4.7 ahead of Mike. Oh, Milo losing the body shell. 1:30 to go. Hey, you can wear it as a hat. Hey, it actually stayed for more than a second. 1:15 to go. So, Scott 4.6 ahead of Mike. Mike 3.6 ahead of Theo. Theo 2.1 ahead of Chloe. Chloe 7.1 ahead of Milo. Milo ahead of Rich.
1 minute left.
5 down, 1 to go, drivers. $50 seconds remain. Careful at the wall ride, drivers. That is clear. 35 seconds to go. Careful in the rhythm section. Careful in the rhythm section. That is clear. Oh, we got one down in the cinnamon roll. 20 seconds remain, drivers. Ten seconds left. 5 seconds to go.
Mike White done. Rice Cakes Jr.
And that
done.
battle for the 3rd spot
Milo
going down
Laxon
to the
done.
final corner.
10 Quartet done. Rich Bright done.
And that'll be a
All
race.
drivers
Scott
are
Schroeder
finished.
makes it to the next race.
Scott
Going
Schroeder
to line
done.
up in the C main event. Podium for this one going to be Mike, Chloe, and Theo. All right, folks, that'll take us into race number 2, our C main event.
Andrew Newell.
Podium. Gonna be Mike, Chloe, and Theo.
James Colicchio. Joe Colicchio. Jeff Nyes. George Laxon.
All right, let's get our turn marshals out here. Drivers from that last one. I'm going to need a little bit of help up front. Need a little bit of help up front. Thank you, Rich. Careful up front, guys. Don't jump up front. Careful up front, up front, up front. All right, line up here. Gonna be Andrew on the 1, Joe 2, Jeff 3, George 4, James 5, and Scott on the 6.
Scott Schroeder.
All right, grid is set. We got marshals. We are going racing. Less than 5 drivers. Here we go. This is going to decide the final spot in the B final. Okay, we got Andrew Knoll out front in the hunt. 9/10 ahead of Joe, who is 5/10 up. Now Jeff up to the 2, followed by Joe, George, Scott, and James. 30 seconds in, 5:30 to go. Andrew now 2 seconds ahead of Jeff. Jeff is 1.2 ahead of George. But behind George, it's a hornet's nest. Scott making the move. Shaking and baking through that cinnamon roll. Ooh, nice move from Joe there. Oh, an equally nice move from George. Good clean racing action there from both Joe and George. 105 down, 4:55 to go. Oh. George getting the short end of that deal. But we still have 4:45 to go. Plenty of time remaining. Oh. James with the home run. All right, we got minute 30 down, 4:30 remaining. Long race ahead. Long race ahead. Oh, careful. Back straight. That's clear. All right, folks. If enough of y'all stick around after our main events tonight, we will do a track change. Just changing up the left side, hopefully. And if you stick around for that track change, you can be amongst the first to do laps on it. 2 down, 4 to go. So we got Andrew now 4.5 ahead of Jeff. Jeff is 3.3 ahead of Scott. Scott 2 ahead of Joe. Joe 4 ahead of George. George 3 ahead of James. Yeah, 2:25 in, 3:35 left. Oh, can somebody grab that car? $240 down, 3:20 to go. Huh? Oh, back straight. Go inside, go inside. Oh, no. It looks like that car might be broken. Go ahead and grab it, Milo. It's okay. Yeah, grab it and pull it aside. Thank you, sir. So, Andrew Knoll holding down a 6.5 second lead. We got Jeff just ahead of Joe. Those guys about 6.7 ahead of George. And both James and Scott are out of this one. 3:45 in, 2:15 to go. Race leader driving orange and white. The Knoll Racing colors.
2 minutes left.
So we got just under 2 minutes remaining. Oh, Andrew with a little pop top there. Coming out of it unscathed. Minute 45 remains. We got Stadium Truck up next. Going a little out of order. I want to make sure we actually have turn marshals for all of our races tonight. Minute 30 to go. So Andrew 5.6 ahead of Jeff. Jeff is 1.9 ahead of Joe. Wow, Jeff and Joe pulling the exact same lap time that time by 16.354. Minute 5 remaining.
1 minute left.
So Andrew 6.3 ahead of Jeff. Jeff 2 ahead of Joe. Joe 6 ahead of George. Only 4 cars left in this one. "35 seconds remain." All right, 25 seconds to go. Closest battle. Give me Jeff and Joe about 3 seconds apart now. 10 seconds.
Jeff Nyes done. Joe Colicchio done. George Laxon done. All
Okay,
drivers
and
are
that
finished.
will be a race.
Andrew
Andrew
Knoll done.
Knoll making it to the B main event. So podium for this one will be Jeff, Joe, and George. Yeah, good point.
Barry Soppet.
It's not bad.
Hollywood.
All right, this is our
Patrick
truck main event. First A man of the day.
Rice Cakes Supreme. Let's go Art. Mike White.
Yo. Oh, really? Oh, damn. Wow. All right, I got my marshals out here. Grid for this one going to be Brian 1, Barry 2, Sal 3, Art 4, Pat 5, Mike 6. All right, folks, grid is set. Drivers ready. We are going racing in less than 5. And they're off. This is our stadium truck category. BG leading the way. Soppet 2, followed by Alvarez. Cardinale, White, and Brill at the moment. 15 seconds in. Half a second between our top two trucks. Then we got about 1 second back to Sal. Sal just 0.2 ahead of Art 1.7 ahead of Mike. "35 seconds in. So BG 15-3, got Barry 15-5, Sal 16-5, Art is 16-4. So we got a couple of battles going down. Lead battle between BG and Barry. And we also got the battle, Art versus Sal. 55 in, 5:05 to go. Art going a little wide. Sal able to make his way through. Meanwhile, BG going 15-2. Yes, it's true. 110 down, 450 remains. Oh. 120 down, 440 left. We got Brian 1 second ahead of Barry. Barry 6.4 ahead of Art 2.4 ahead of Sal. Sal 1 second ahead of Mike. Mike 2.7 ahead of Pat. Oh. All right, minute 40 down. BG starting to pull away. Whoa. Jeff doing a little dance there. Busting a move. 210 down, 350 to go. So, BG way ahead. So, Brian 10 ahead of Barry. Barry 1.5 ahead of Art. Art 1.7 ahead of Sal. Sal 4.1 ahead of Mike. Mike 9 ahead of Pat. Got 3:20 to go, drivers. $250 down, 3:10 to go. All right, we got 3 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. Brian Gross out front by 10.3 seconds. Got Barry 4.5 ahead of Art. Art 2.1 ahead of Sal. Sal 7 ahead of Mike. Mike 10 ahead of Pat. 240 remains. So closest battle on track going to be Art and Sal. $220 remaining. BG continue leading this one. Race leader driving the blue and yellow truck. Second place going to be the white with the purple and yellow graphics. Third place going to be the multicolored ride. White, yellow, orange, and black.
2 minutes left.
So 2 minutes to go. BG 15-1 for a fast lap. Got Barry 15-3. All right, minute 45 to go. Brian, Barry, Art, Sal, Mike, Pat, your full running order. All right, $1:15 to go. Brian, Barry, Art, Sal, Mike, Pat.
One minute left.
So BG now 9.4 ahead of Barry. Barry 11 ahead of Art. Art 3 ahead of Sal. Sal 18 ahead of Mike. 45 seconds left. "35 seconds remain. "20 to go. Everything's still looking the same. Got our B main of Buggy coming up next.
Let's Go Art done. Barry Soppet done. Hollywood done. Rice Cakes Supreme done.
All right,
All
and that
drivers are finished.
will be a race.
Mike White
Your
done.
podium tonight, Brian, Barry, and Art. Rest of the order going to be Sal, Mike, and Pat. Okay, folks, that'll take us into race number 4, our B main event. That's going to be Anthony, John, Brian, Anthony, Dave, John, and Andrew.
Loctite Milio. Anthony Zachiglowski. Anthony Silva. Brian Merck. David Newell. Andrew Newell. John Engelman.
Okay, we got everybody checked in, got our marshals out here. So our lineup going to be Anthony on the 1, John on the 2, Brian 3, Anthony 4, Anthony Zaglowski on the 4, David Knoll 5, John Engelman 6, and Andrew Knoll 7. Okay, grid is set. Drivers ready. We're going racing in less than 5. Here we go. All right, we're 15 seconds in. Silva leading the way. He's half a second ahead of Emilio, who's 0.3 ahead of Merck. Trouble there for Silva. It's still early, though. We got 5:35 to go. So, John Emilio out front by half a second. Merck is 0.7 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 0.6 ahead of Silva. Silva 0.6 ahead of Engelman. John 0.5 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 0.3 ahead of Dave. All right, we're 50 seconds in. 5:10 to go. Race leader driving the solid orange car. It's so orange, it's almost red. 105 down, 4:55 to go. So John in the one, followed by Andrew, Anthony, Brian, Anthony, David, and John. Oh, not Merck, Emilio going upside down for a moment there. So that's going to promote Andrew Knoll up to the top spot. Can he climb the ladder? You know, he might have just been trolling us in qualifying. So right now, Andrew Knoll could potentially make the A main event. He started from the bottom and worked his way to the top. We got 150 down, 4:10 to go. Oh, trouble for Knoll. That's going to put Emilio back out front. Cardinale with the hops. Maybe not hops, maybe hop. Careful, up front, up front. So we got Emilio out front, followed by Merck and Knoll. Then we got Anthony, Dave, and John. 220 down, 340 to go. So we got 240 in, 320 to go. This time by Emilio 1.1 ahead of Merck. Merck 2.2 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 1.9 ahead of David. David 0.2 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 0.3 ahead of Silva. And one of the Knolls getting it wrong there. They both have orange tops. I can't tell who's who. Oh, and a big cluster here. 315 down, 245 to go. So Emilio driving the orange red. He is getting pressured from Merck. Merck to the inside. And a collision. That's going to allow Anthony to take the top spot now. This could be anybody's race here. 335 in, 225 to go. And right now it is Anthony out front. Anthony followed by Brian and John. Then Andrew, Anthony, Dave, and John. Got two Anthonys and two Johns in this one. Not confusing at all. 4 minutes down, drivers. 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left.
So Anthony 0.1 ahead of John. Slicing and dicing. John makes the move in the chicane. Oh, Anthony trying to go for it. Getting caught up with John, though. Oh, John's car is broken. So that is going to allow Brian Merck to get away with the one spot here. So Brian now 2.9 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 0.3 ahead of Anthony. Anthony 3 ahead of Anthony. Got Silva 2.7 ahead of Dave. And Dave about 10 ahead of John. Looks like both Johns now back on track.
1 minute left.
5 down, 1 to go. Careful on the back straight. Careful on the back straight. .45 seconds left. So it's now Merck, Knoll, Silva, Anthony, David, John, and John. So Brian Merck now 2.4 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 3.8 ahead of Silva. Silva 2.2 ahead of his fellow Anthony. Oh, now Silva 2.9 ahead of David Knoll. 20 seconds to go, drivers. And it looks like Andrew Knoll to the top spot. 5 seconds left. And they both get by
Anthony
for
Silva
one more
done.
lap. It's going to come down to
John
this.
Engelman done.
Can
David
Knoll
Knoll
climb the
done.
ladder? Merck a little bobble there.
Anthony Zachiglowski done. Loctite Milio done.
And it's
Andrew
going to
Knoll
be
done.
Andrew Knoll making his
All
back straight,
drivers
back
are
straight.
finished. Brian Merck done.
It's going to be Andrew Knoll making his way from the C main to the A main. Way to go. So your podium for this one going to be Brian, Anthony Silva, and David Knoll. Oh, cool. Have fun up there, man. Sounds good. All right. It looks like the YouTube's a better bet. YouTube. Later. All right, this one's gonna be Barry, Rigo, Brian, Ryan,
Zachiglowski.
Lucas, Pat, and Andrew.
Ryan R. Randall. Barry Sopper.
All right, podium from the last one: Brian
Rice
Merck,
Cake
Anthony
Supreme.
Silva, David Knoll. I think David's
Rico
helping Andrew
Padilla.
get ready.
Patrick Brill.
So you're telling me we don't have a cardboard cutout of David Knoll to substitute? We should make that happen. Get a cardboard cutout of Dave. Oh man, I can make so many comments, Brian.
Andrew Knoll.
You know, I like pin swags, but for about 3 runs. Really? Dude, for me, by the time they're broken in, they're worn out. Yeah. I get like 3 runs on those things. Yeah, yeah. I do like splinters. I always make sure I have a set glued up. And then when I start to use my last set, I'm gluing another set. Yeah, true. Just glue the sidewall and go. All right, folks. Grid is set. Drivers ready. We're going racing. Less than 5. Here we go. Oh, geez. Trouble for Barry on the opening lap. Yeah, Rigo taking over the top spot. Andrew Knoll to the 2. Followed by Pat, then Barry, Lucas, Brian, and Ryan. Long race ahead, guys. Long race ahead. All right, we're 45 seconds in. Rigo out front, Andrew in the 2. Barry 3, Lucas 4, Brian 5, Pat 6, and Ryan 7. Oh, we got one down in the middle. So Rigo Padilla continues to lead. He is 2.9 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 1 second ahead of Lucas. Lucas 1 second ahead of Brian. Brian 0.3 ahead of Barry. Barry 2.2 ahead of Pat. And Pat 1.6 ahead of Ryan. This time by Rigo Padilla with a 3.5 second lead. Lucas now up to the 2. Oh, a little contact there. 135 down, 425 remains. Oh, closest battle right now. Going to be for the 2 spot. $150 down, 410 to go. Oh, Lucas trying to hold off Barry here. Through the rhythm section, Barry to the inside. Lucas trying to get it back. Not successful in doing so. Ending up on the wrong side there. Yeah, 205 down, 355 to go. Oh, Rigo, Barry, Lucas, Andrew, Brian, Pat, and Ryan, your running order. So we're 225 in, 335 to go. So Rigo, Barry, Lucas, Andrew, Brian, Ryan, Pat, your running order here. 320 remains. Rigo currently 3 seconds ahead. Got Barry 1.6 up on Lucas. Lucas 3 ahead of Brian. Brian 0.3 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 1.5 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 1.3 ahead of Pat. Okay, folks, we are almost halfway through. 3 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. $2:45 left. This time by Padilla 2.4 ahead of Soppet. Soppet 2.6 ahead of Lucas. Lucas 3 seconds ahead of Brian. Brian 2 seconds ahead of Ryan. Ryan 0.5 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 1.7 ahead of Pat. $340 down, 220 to go. Rigo, Barry, Lucas, Brian, Ryan, Andrew, and Pat. We got just over 2 minutes remaining. Careful getting on the straight. That looks like that's clear.
2 minutes left.
Ah, I see what happened here. Minute 50 to go, drivers. Closest battle right now going to be Lucas and Brian, 0.7 apart. Got Ryan 1.1 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 1.4 ahead of Pat. And out front, we also got battle now. Barry has caught the race leader. 125 remaining. Oh, Barry threading the needle there. Rigo trying to get it back. He's not giving up. Oh, he knocks Soppet on his lid. He's got to wait for Soppet. 105 remaining. Battle continues on.
1 minute left.
$55 seconds to go. They're able to get by, but not able to leave Rigo behind yet. 45 seconds to go. Oh, Barry 0.4 ahead of Rigo. Rigo 2 ahead of Lucas. Lucas is 1.5 ahead of Brian. Brian 2.1 ahead of Ryan. Ryan 1.5 ahead of Andrew. Andrew 0.4 ahead of Pat. 25 seconds to go. This time by Barry and Rigo. 0.8 is the gap. 15 seconds to go. 10 seconds. Oh, Rigo catching the back wheels. And time has expired. Race to the line.
Ryan
Lucas and
R.
Rigo
Randall
mixing
done.
it up. BG makes his way around.
Andrew Newell done. Patrick Brill done.
Oh, Rigo hitting a dot.
Barry Soppet done.
BG gonna take the 2 spot, and it looks
Rice Cake
like
Supreme
Rigo
done.
taking the final podium
Rico
spot.
Padilla done.
Lucas right there with
All
them.
drivers are
Good
finished.
battle to the finish.
Lucas Sichiglowski done.
So, podium tonight going to be Barry, Brian, and Rigo. The rest of the order will be Lucas, Ryan, Andrew, and Pat. All right, guys, thank you all for coming out. That was an awesome night of racing. That will conclude racing action for tonight. All right, folks, going to do a quick track change here. For those of you viewing online, goodbye and good night.